What is the spiritual dream meaning of a cheating partner? Well, it all starts with a fairy tale that was never what it seemed to be.
Princess Diana, she was just 20 years old when she married into that fairy tale. But almost right away, she knew something was deeply wrong. She didn't just suspect her husband was unfaithful. She felt it, in her bones. It was a coldness, a distance, and a name, Camilla, that just hung in the air, in every single silence.
You see, her panic attacks, her desperation, all of that was her unconscious trying to get her attention. It was her soul screaming a verdict that her rational mind, and frankly the entire world, refused to accept. Her psyche was doing in broad daylight what yours is doing in the dead of night.
Diana's story isn't just about a princess locked in a tower. It's a mirror. Because that same alarm system, that deep gut-level knowing, is going off inside of you right now. And that brings us to your dream.
You woke up, right? Heart absolutely pounding. It felt so real you had to reach over and touch them, just to make sure. That flash of an image, it's burned into your mind. So the question isn't just, what does it mean? The real question is, what is it trying to tell you?
And this is the first place your mind goes. Is this my intuition? Is my gut picking up on something my eyes can't see?
Or is this all about you? Is your own fear, that fear of not being enough, directing a horror movie starring the person you love the most?
Or maybe it's something you already know, way down deep. A truth you've been shoving down, and now it's clawing its way out while you sleep.
But then, the question shifts, and this is the absolute core of it. What if the betrayal isn't coming from them? What if it's a betrayal of yourself? This is what the dream is for. It forces the question, is this a warning about what's coming? A wound from the past that never healed? Or a massive wake-up call for right now?
And let's be crystal clear about this. These aren't just some fun rhetorical games. Your psyche is asking survival questions about the very foundation of your life. They demand your attention.
So, to really understand the answers, we need a new lens. We need a concept from Jungian psychology called the animus. See, the partner in your dream, it's rarely just about your actual partner. They're often a symbol of this inner masculine energy, your own personal connection to desire, to power, and to taking action in your own life.
So here's the switch. On the surface, the dream feels like a story about being betrayed by someone else. But just underneath that, it's almost always something so much deeper. A profound psychological reckoning with yourself. Okay, let's break down exactly why this dream is so incredibly powerful. There are 4 critical reasons that it is one of the most significant dreams a woman can possibly have. First, it attacks your most basic survival instinct. See, your primary relationship, that's the modern version of your tribe. And a threat to that bond is, as far as your nervous system is concerned, a threat to your life. Period. And make no mistake, your body does not know the difference. The cortisol, the stress hormone, flooding your system during that dream, it is identical to the spike you'd get if you walked in and caught them in the act. Your nervous system believes it is 100% real.
Second, this dream cracks open your shadow. Now that's another Jungian idea. For all the parts of yourself you've pushed away or denied. That other woman in the dream. So often, she actually represents your own unclaimed power, your own suppressed desires.
And this leads to a pretty radical idea. The person betraying you in the dream is you. Your animus, your inner fire, is turning away from you to connect with a part of yourself, your shadow, that you've been ignoring. It's reaching for a part of you that wants something you haven't let yourself want yet.
This is why this dream is so urgent for women, who report it way more often than men. It taps directly into that hypervigilance, that profound need for secure attachment that's literally baked into the female nervous system. This dream is speaking your native tongue. You need to become fluent in it.
Diana's gut screamed the truth at her for years before the world finally caught up. She felt the message, but she couldn't fully decode it in time to save herself from the fallout. Don't make her mistake. The dream is not the enemy here. The terror you feel, that's just the envelope. The dream itself, that's the messenger. And your job is to stop, take a deep breath, and have the courage to actually read the message inside. The analysis ends here. But for you, the work is just beginning. The question is no longer just up on a screen, it's waiting for you. So, what is the message your soul is sending you?
Part 2. So let's get one thing straight right now. Not all cheating dreams are the same. Not even close. Each one is a distinct psychological fingerprint, a unique message from your unconscious. And misreading that message? Well, that's not just an emotional mistake. It's a direct threat to living an honest, awake life. It is time to become your own dream analyst.
Okay, let's dive right in. Dream number 1, you catch them in the act. This is the dream. You walk in, you see it, and it's vivid, it's specific, it is brutal. Your psyche has had enough. This is a call to adventure you've ignored for so long that it has now arrived as a catastrophe. And let me be clear, this dream is not about your partner. It's about what you already know but have refused to see.
And the action here isn't to go persecute your partner. It is to stop persecuting yourself. You need to take a hard, honest look at the last 3 months. Write it all down, the facts, the gut feelings, the moments of distance. The goal here is to end your own self-deception once and for all. Now, this next one has a totally different emotional core. Dream 2, they cheat and they just don't care. They look right through you. This is a visceral, gut punch depiction of emotional neglect. It's your psyche screaming that you don't feel seen, that your pain is absolutely invisible to them.
So, and this is crucial, you have to have the conversation you've been avoiding. But forget the word cheating. Talk about feeling prioritized. And you have to be specific. Last Tuesday, when I told you about my mother and you just kept looking at your phone, that has power. You never listened to me. That's just noise. Specificity is your only weapon here.
Now for dream number 3. This is when the affair partner is someone you know, a friend, a coworker. And you might think this dream is about them being a threat, but it's not. It's a shadow projection. That person is a mirror showing you a quality, confidence, freedom, sexuality that you feel you've lost or totally disowned in yourself. But what if the person is a total stranger, a blurred, faceless figure? This brings us to dream 4, and it is completely different. That unknown figure represents the unexplored self. The threat isn't another person, the threat is existential. It's the fear that you have become predictable, that you've stopped growing, that you've become static. And the solution here is so clear. The antidote is not to watch your partner more closely. No, it is to expand yourself. Get out there, sign up for that class, chase that ambition you put on a shelf. You have to become the source of new energy and possibility in your own life. You know, let's just pause on that, because every single one of these dreams at its core is asking you this exact question. All right, let's talk about dream 5, replaying the past. If you're dreaming about a past infidelity being replayed in your current relationship, you need to listen very, very carefully. This is a Jungian complex. It's a trauma that your nervous system is rerunning. Self-help is not enough. This requires professional intervention. It is not optional, it is urgent. Okay, moving on to dream 6. This one is all about deep humiliation. A friend tells you, you find a message. The news comes from some third party. This is about a terror of being made a fool. But even more importantly, it's about a profound lack of trust in your own intuition. You're waiting for someone else to validate what you already feel in your gut. So the work is to prove to yourself that your gut is a reliable source. For 2 weeks, keep a log. I'm serious. Write down every single gut feeling, every instinct. Then track its accuracy. You will be horrified and honestly empowered by how often you were right all along. Trust yourself first. What about dream 7? The one where your partner just confesses. There's this strange, terrible intimacy to it, right? Your psyche is screaming for radical honesty and transparency that it just isn't getting. But this can also be a projection of your own guilt. What truths have you been withholding? The action is simple, but it is not easy. You need to have one uncomfortably honest conversation this week. And it doesn't have to be about infidelity. It can be about money, sex, resentment, anything. The goal is just to break that pattern of silence, to exercise the muscle of truth. You know, dream 8 might be the most serious on this entire list. In the dream, you find out they cheated and you stay. This is a dream of self-abandonment. Your psyche is rehearsing self-betrayal. You are caught in the persona trap, wearing the mask of the good partner for so long that you've forgotten your own face. The only action here is to start removing that mask, one small, authentic act at a time. Then there's dream 9, the powerlessness dream. You see it happening, and you are frozen. You can't move, you can't speak. Let's be perfectly clear, this dream is not about cheating. It is a psychologically urgent alarm bell about learned helplessness. You've convinced yourself that you have no power in your own life. And the only way out is through action, not a conversation, an action. Identify one place you feel powerless and take one concrete step to reclaim your agency. Behavior is what rebuilds power, not good intentions. And finally, Dream 10, the ultimate plot twist. The dream where you are the one who cheats. This is the shadow in its full complexity. The cheating is your own disowned desire for something more, something different, a desire you've repressed because you think wanting it makes you a bad person. So your psyche performs this brilliant, dangerous trick. It splits that desire off from your identity and projects it onto your partner. In the dream, it feels like they are cheating on you because it's so much easier to feel betrayed by them than to admit you're the one who wants to break the rules. The only way forward is radical self-honesty. You have to sit with this question. What do I want that I am not letting myself want? You don't have to act on the answer, but you absolutely must be willing to see it. Because unseen desire is the most destructive force in any relationship. So, after all these variations, what's the single thread that runs through them all? It's this. The dream is rarely, if ever, about sex. It is about sovereignty. Who is in charge of your life? Who owns your attention, your loyalty, your future? The dream is a referendum on your relationship with yourself. And this is the crucial takeaway. Your partner is simply the screen. They are the screen onto which your psyche is projecting its most urgent material, your deepest fears, your unmet needs, and all the truths you have suppressed just to keep the peace. So in the end, the dream isn't an accusation aimed at them. It's a summons. It is for you. The only real question left is, will you answer the call?
Part 3. You've got the interpretation. So, now what? Now comes the part that actually matters. What are you gonna do?
Let's just cut right to it. This is not about just understanding the dream. It's about moving from knowing to doing. Because, honestly, information without action is just expensive anxiety. And that knowledge, it's completely useless if you don't use it to actually change your life.
So, I want you to find yourself in the tools that are coming up. Find the one that speaks to you and start. Not tomorrow, today.
First up, for the woman who needs proof, the one who trusts cold, hard data over vague feelings, this is for you. Your tool is the Relationship Audit Journal.
Okay, this one requires discipline, I'm not gonna lie. For 21 straight days, before you even think about touching your phone, you're gonna answer these 3 questions. Why? Because your unconscious mind communicates in patterns, and this audit, it makes those patterns visible, undeniable. After 21 days, you'll have your own data set and you will not be able to argue with it.
Next, for the woman who thinks in colors and shapes, not spreadsheets, you know who you are. If you process the world through images, your tool is the Dream Map.
Look, this is not art class, it's a neurological intervention. Stick figures are fine. You just draw the dream exactly as it was. Capture the space between people, the power dynamics. Then you annotate each figure with emotion. But here's the crucial step. You draw a new version of yourself, powerful, sovereign, and you put that drawing where you will see it every single day. You are literally overwriting the victim narrative in your brain.
And this is the choice you're making, right? Are you the passive character in some confusing, messed up dream? Or are you the active hero of your own story? This is you, consciously deciding to accept the call to adventure that your psyche is screaming at you.
But what if you're not into journaling or drawing? What if you're someone who just needs to move, to shift the energy directly? Well, your tool is the 1-hour relationship reset conversation.
Structure is absolutely everything here. This is not a fight. It's a scheduled, timed recalibration. For 30 minutes, you each state one need, no interruptions. For the next 30, you each admit something you've been withholding, no judgment. This whole thing is designed to surface that unconscious resentment that fuels these dreams before it burns the entire house down.
All right, now for the woman who gets that some messages come from a deeper place. And this isn't woo-woo, it's actually applied psychology. Your tool is the shadow integration ritual.
This is the central question. You're not writing a letter to attack the other woman from your dream. You're writing to inquire. You're asking your own shadow, what part of me, what part of my own wildness, my freedom, my ambition, what part of myself have I disowned? So you write the letter,
And then, and this is key, you write her reply. You let that abandoned part of yourself speak, and you do not censor it. Then you read both letters out loud, and you ritually destroy the paper. This isn't about getting rid of something, it's about absorbing the message.
The goal is really simple: integration. Once your psyche knows you've finally gotten the message, it will stop sending it. The nightmares stop when the listening starts. It's that simple.
Okay, now for the woman whose gut is screaming, but whose mind keeps making excuses. You know who you are. This is your tool, the intuition inventory.
You have to be brutally honest with yourself here. Has something shifted? Have you been explaining away weird behavior? Have you been downplaying your fears to your friends? If you answer yes to 3 or more of these questions, it's time. Your intuition has a much lower tolerance for self-deception than your conscious mind does, so listen to it.
And finally, we need to address the woman who has been here before. The one with a history of infidelity, who is now having these same damn dreams in a new relationship.
Listen to me very carefully. This is non-negotiable. If you have past trauma, you cannot self-administer the cure. You are not dreaming about your current partner. You are dreaming about your wound, and that requires a specialist.
Specifically, you need to look for EMDR. This is not just talk therapy. It is a targeted neurological intervention designed to heal this exact type of wound. And if you don't deal with it, that past betrayal will colonize your present and completely destroy your future. You have to fight for your capacity to love. The analyst, the artist, the warrior, the spiritualist. What do all of these women have in common?
You. They are all you. At the end of her life, Princess Diana spoke about the long, brutal cost of silencing her own inner voice, all for a crown that never loved her back. This dream, it's your inner voice. It is a dispatch from the deepest part of you that knows your truth.
This isn't a prophecy. It's not a punishment. It's an invitation. Your own truth is calling you. Wake up. Listen. Act.